Aaron.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Aaron is right here, everyone. Thank you for joining me for a little bit more SPTV, where every day we are one step closer to the complete and total collapse of the human trafficking cult known as Scientology. Guys, L. Ron Hubbard done messed up. Today we are talking specifically about the Piltdown Man hoax. There was a book L. Ron Hubbard wrote in 1952 called History of Man, where he lays down and he's writing this for all Scientologists to believe wholeheartedly. He's writing down instances from his own personal past life recall of key moments in the development of the human species, the evolution of the human species, and I can't remember if History of Man included incidents prior to Earth or not. History of Man might have just been Earth incidents, past life incidents on Earth that all Scientology auditors should try and take up and address in people that they were auditing, giving Scientology counseling to. And in this book, he talks about the Piltdown Man. Now, the Piltdown Man is an archaeological hoax, anthropological, I'm not quite sure, anthropological hoax that was first, the person who came up with this hoax came up with it 1 year before L. Ron Hubbard was born. I'm pretty sure L. Ron Hubbard was born in 1911. I'm pretty sure the hoax was first perpetrated in 1910. And ironically, when L. Ron Hubbard wrote about the Piltdown Man in 1952, the hoax was officially debunked, or the Piltdown Man claim was officially debunked 1 year later in 1953, although questions about the validity of this Piltdown Man thing had existed for decades. The reason we're talking about this today is because, and I love it when the YouTube world collides with the Scientology world. Let me share with you this channel. Let me get my face out of the way here. Okay, this is a YouTube channel, a big channel, 164,000 subscribers, called History with Kaylee. And she did this video just yesterday, greatest hoax in anthropology, Piltdown Man. And she mentions L. Ron Hubbard and she mentions Scientology. And I want to share with you the appropriate clip. This isn't going to be a long video, guys, 15 minutes. My entire video is going to be 15 minutes at most. The clips I'm using from her video are just a couple minutes. Okay, so let's go full screen on this. I want you to hear this from her. Let's take a listen.
My name is Kaylee, and in this video I'm going to tell you all about the famous Piltdown Man discovery that occurred back in 1912, which was a hoax, which lasted for 41 years until it was definitively exposed as a forgery in 1953. So let's start with taking a look at the supposed discovery and how this led up to become the greatest hoax in paleoanthropology.
Okay, good. That's just the intro to it. We're going to fast forward to 14 minutes and 28 seconds. So it's either I had it wrong. L. Ron Hubbard was born in 1911. The Piltdown hoax occurred 1 year later. And then L. Ron Hubbard wrote about it in 52, and then it was officially debunked in 53. Now, I can already see someone else in the comments saying the Piltdown Man wasn't really a thing anymore in 1953. Various anthropologists had already debunked it. Human evolution makes sense when you leave Piltdown out of it. Yes, it's one of these things where, well, anyway, she explains it in the video, why she's saying 1953 is the year that it was debunked. But obviously, it didn't just go from being completely believed to being completely debunked overnight. I think there were questions about it right from the very beginning. But it took over 40 years for people to like officially debunk it, I guess. All right, let's see. 1428. Let's get to where I'm trying to go here. 1428. And here we go.
I do want to note one kind of fun thing, that L. Ron Hubbard, the creator of Scientology, actually featured Piltdown Man as a phase of biological history capable of leaving a person with subconscious memories of traumatic incidents that can only be resolved by the use of Scientology technology in his book, Scientology, A History of Man. Damn you, Ron Hubbard. The recovered memories of this phase, according to Hubbard, are prompted by the obsession with biting, hiding the teeth or the mouth. According to him, this appeared to be related to the large jaw of the Piltdown Man specimen. Of course, a science fiction novelist will come up with stuff like this. His book Scientology: A History of Man was released in 1952, just 1 year before the Piltdown Man fraud was confirmed, although for many decades there were doubts about Piltdown Man. And Hubbard actually never rectified this in his book, and neither has anyone else in the Scientology community rectified this, as the book has been republished 5 times, with the most recent republication occurring in 2007.
Okay, now I saw another comment here that I starred from Paul. There are so many hoaxes in our society, near impossible to discern truth from fiction about many topics. And that's true unless you're L. Ron Hubbard. Mr. Lafayette, Scientologists believe that L. Ron Hubbard had full and perfect total recall of his last 76 trillion years. And due to L. Ron Hubbard having achieved, having been the only one in the history of this sector of the Galactic Federation to achieve full operating Thetan, it wouldn't be possible for L. Ron Hubbard to fall for such a hoax, because just his innate theta powers, he would have the knowingness. He would just have knowingness of the truth. And especially that after this hoax was, what was the word that she said 1953 is when the hoax was officially confirmed. That the book History of Man neither L. Ron Hubbard nor David Miscavige nor any of the editors in LRH Technical Research and Compilations Unit or whatever just removed the damn section about Piltdown Man from History of Man. Okay, now let me see. There was something on Wikipedia that let me see if I can share this. Hold on. All right, let's see here. Ugh. You guys know how I struggle to zoom in on things with my trackpad here. Okay, Scientology: A History of Man is a book written by L. Ron Hubbard, first published in 1952 under the title What to Audit. According to the author, it provides a cold-blooded and factual account of your last 60 trillion years. It has gone through many editions since its first publication and is a key text of the Church of Scientology. The book has been ridiculed by critics of Scientology for its unusual writing style and pseudoscientific claims. It has been described as a slim pretense at scientific method, blended with a strange amalgam of psychotherapy, mysticism, and pure science fiction. History of Man, if I recall correctly, is also the book where L. Ron Hubbard puts forth the theory that, well, the human body evolved not from like one line of natural selection per se, but that different components of the body evolved from different lines of natural selection, kind of, and that the human jaw, the hinge of the human jaw, evolved from the hinge of bivalves like clams and mollusks. And there was an early website critical of Scientology called Operation Clambake, and the joke there, which no Scientologist would really get, is that they call Scientologists clams. This has become, or was for a while, a popular derogatory word to use for Scientologists, clams. Now this Wikipedia article said that this is a key text of the Church of Scientology. To be fair, I can tell you that as someone who grew up in Scientology and worked as a staff member and Sea Org member in Scientology, I would never describe History of Man as a key text of Scientology. Most people wouldn't even read it unless they absolutely had to for some course that they were doing. Different people might have different opinions about this, but the fact is, it does still exist. Meaning it's not one of these books that's sort of been relegated to the trash heap and it doesn't really get published anymore and you can't really buy it. No, you can still buy this book and Scientologists can still read this book. If I was David Miscavige, I would make this book just quietly disappear like he has done with a lot of other L. Ron Hubbard texts. I don't know. Of all of the things of Hubbard's that Miscavige has either edited or gotten rid of, I don't know why he doesn't get rid of History of Man. The fact is, it's just not really a key text for Scientology or Scientology auditors or training. And he could get rid of this book and it wouldn't create a big problem. This book is probably more of an embarrassment to most Scientologists than not. But there you go. The Piltdown Man hoax is alive and well. And somehow L. Ron Hubbard's complete whole track recall and freedom from amnesia on the whole track, I don't know. Somehow he still fell for this one, guys. So if you're still a Scientologist in that bubble, you might want to ask yourselves, what is the deal with L. Ron Hubbard falling for such an embarrassing hoax, such as the Piltdown Man? Let's see. Deep fake culture says, is it true the real reason David Miscavige had Shelley hidden away is because he has a tiny wang and doesn't want her to tell anyone? Well, deep fake, we will never know. We will never know. Only Shelley and Larice or Lou know the answer to that question. And hopefully it stays that way because I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Maybe Tom knows. Maybe Tom Cruise can give us the answer to that question. But other than that, that's above my pay grade. That's for sure. Guys, stay tuned. So much more to come today on SPTV. Check that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And otherwise, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thank you to everyone who watches until the very end. And I'll talk to you very soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.